I'll tell you, but it's pretty uneventful. So basically, one day I said to my husband, I was like, hey, we should get married. And he's like, nah, I'm not ready for that yet. I was like, okay. So I waited like, I don't know, maybe like 6 months or something. And I was like, hey, we should get married. And he's like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And that was literally it. To be honest, I would have never like proposed because I don't think he would have felt comfortable with that. And I also would not have felt comfortable with that. So I think that was like our middle ground. Like, we're just gonna do it. What's ironic is we're technically, legally husband and wife, so I found a loophole. Hi, thank you for your question. I will never give up an opportunity to talk about how my husband and I met. It's not like a super interesting story, I just love talking about him. So we met on a dating site, and so he was actually in training, like 5 hours away. He's from Vermont, so we really didn't ever see each other. It was long distance, and I was going through what he calls I don't even know if I can say it on here, so I'm just gonna say my narcissism phase of transitioning. Now, I'm not saying everybody goes through this, but about a year in on testosterone, I was feeling myself. I had a beard at the time. I grew up my facial hair. I had just had top surgery, and I did not want to settle down. And to be fair, he did not want to either. This was me when we first met, just to give you an idea. And I know people are gonna ask. I have to say it because they will ask. Yes, I can still grow a beard. It's just not that full in this picture. I would like fill it in, use makeup, fill it in any way I could. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just choose to shave my face now. But this was me. When we first met. We got to know each other through FaceTime. This is actually our first FaceTime that we ever had, I believe. Honestly, like I said, neither one of us were looking for anything serious, but we definitely developed feelings quick. I ghosted a lot because I was really, really scared of commitment, and it really freaked me out how much I cared about him. I remember telling him early on, I was like, I know you're my soulmate, and I know you're going to think I'm crazy because we haven't met, but I'm going to tell you the same thing when we're married, and I do. Unfortunately, I always talk about my liver, ended up failing when I was like 3 years on T. We had been talking a long time, but I ended up detransitioning. It was one of the hardest times of my life. I was terrified because like I had finally gotten freedom and it was just like literally taken. And that was a really hard thing to deal with. And so I started presenting as a woman, which, that's what I mean by detransitioning. And I did it, I lasted maybe a month and a half. But I was really hoping I could just work on my dysphoria in therapy and at least it would be easier. I felt, not constantly waiting for my changes to revert and not always being on the edge of my seat. And obviously, I didn't think he'd want to pursue me anymore because he's gay. He likes dudes. But he ended up reaching out to me and he was like, listen, if you stop talking to me, because you think that I'm not interested in you because you detransition, you're wrong. I am very much interested. And my husband stayed with me throughout it all. But yeah, it didn't last long. I transitioned back to male. I've been living as male without hormones ever since, and he stuck by me through it all. And I'm very lucky to have our family. We all are. So yeah, and thanks for asking. You guys, my dad has the best style. I gotta show you because I feel like you guys, if you only knew the half of it. Okay, so let me take you through. So here's the first picture. He's very big on jackets, nice jackets, and then I think I got him that Deadpool scarf, and then he's also very big on Irish caps, and I believe they have to have, is it 8 panels or I think. He will only wear them like straight from Ireland. They're straight from Ireland. He has a company he goes through that like ships the next day. And yeah, they have to be a certain number of panels on the cap. This is one of my favorite pictures of him. I love the orange with the leopard scarf. I absolutely love it. He wears stuff like this on stage. Well, he did when he did like do gigs and stuff like that. He's a guitar player. Yeah, I really like this one. This is him and I one Christmas. I look terrible, but he has his Cheech and Chong shirt on. And then wait, if you look closely, he has a Spider-Man watch on. This is a throwback from when I was a kid. I love this picture because it reminds me a lot of Roman and I. How we used to dress as twins and stuff. Yeah, I love this picture. This is my dad and I have my battle vest on, and he has his battle jacket, well, denim jacket on. He has a bunch of patches on it. I really can't. I think one is the Allman Brothers, one's an alien. I don't know what the other one says, and there's one more, but I can't read it. This is Roman and my dad setting up a guitar, and you can't really see his shirt, but it says, "I pooped today." So yeah, my dad has actually really awesome style, and I wish I had a picture. I can't find it, but his normal getup, like casual getup, is jeans with Converse high tops, and yeah, I wish I had a picture of that, but I can't find it. But he has pretty good style. Thank you. You just remember what your old pal said. Oh, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. 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 You got troubles, I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together. One time, my husband thought I did something. I forgot what I don't remember what it was. And I was like, no, I really didn't do it. Scouts honor. And he's like, you didn't go to Scouts? And I'm like, yeah, I did. I went to Girl Scouts, which I did. I went to Girl Scouts growing up. And he's like, well, you're a dude now, so that doesn't count. I have to show you guys something that you might not think is as hilarious as I think it is. But okay, so one day I was at my in-laws, and my husband was holding his childhood dog, one of them, and he asked me when his birthday was, and I said the wrong date. And this is like after we were married, so it was pretty bad. And I took a picture at this exact moment, because this is how his dog looked at me when I said the wrong birthday. So one time, I grew what little facial hair I can get into like a chin strap. And I said to my husband, I'm like, what do you think about this look? Do you think it makes it look like I'm in a midlife crisis? And he was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but you got fucking King tattooed across your neck. You always look like you're in a midlife crisis. He's right. This is my new kitten, or my family's new kitten, my bad. But here's the thing about this kitten. She will only be fed with a spoon by a human. That's the only way she'll eat. And the person we got her from warned me about that. They're like, you're gonna have to feed her with a spoon. And I thought, nah, I've had a lot of cats. I don't think they're right. They were right. This cat only eats out of a spoon. I mean, I don't mind. But are you gonna be going on 17 eating out of a spoon? Is that what's gonna happen? I mean, that's okay. I mean, I've done crazier things for my animals, but I just... Okay. It's alright. You're so cute. It's okay. It goes on and on and on. Remind me of everything tonight. Yes, I'm in the zone. I get a good feeling. Dreaming about the things that we could be. So it's gonna be forever. You already know. That's what kill me when I'm in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Oh, is it too late now to say I need a one dance? And then we start to dance, and I'm singing like, oh, I want something just like this. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Oh, it's how I feel it. Duh. I want you to be happier because I'm happy. Well, to answer this question, I'd have to quote Dwight K. Schrute in the fact that I would describe myself as a hard worker, An alpha male, a jackhammer, merciless, and insatiable. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just a dumbass. That's all it takes, really. You just gotta be a dumbass, have no fear, and shit like that happens. That's all you need. Easy to come across. But I don't regret it. I love my neck tattoo, and honestly, I go over it every 2 years if I'm honest. But I don't recommend it. Do not tattoo yourself. You'll have shitty tattoos like me, but for me it just works because this is my aesthetic, you know what I mean? I joke with my husband, if I had to walk around with a missing tooth right up front, like, that wouldn't work for most people, but for me, that would go with my aesthetic. It would. Like, I'm just one of those people where, like, the worse I look, the more attractive I am. I don't know. It works for me. It works for me. Alright, you guys, let's do my family's grocery list, and I got my cat Kush here with me. We're gonna be getting another cat soon. I'm so excited. Okay, and, but yes, this is my cat Kush. I love him so much. He keeps me company, doesn't so much like the love all the time, but he tolerates it. I'm doing 3 different ones, because we're shopping for 3 different households, basically. My mom, my dad, and then us. So here we go. I put my glasses on. Gotta crack my knuckles. Ooh. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't do that before I start. So I start by entering, the first list that I got. My mom lives with us, but we usually have different grocery lists because, we all like different things. So I'm just doing the first one. I'm done with that one. Now I'm on to the second. Typing all that in it. I do it in an Excel sheet. So I'm doing that. Oh, I'm typing away. Yeah, my cat is right next to me, keeping me company. Alright. So, here I go. Boop-a-doop, boop, boop. Typing away. So I'm done the second one, right? Now I'm on to the third one, and I love doing this because it's so much easier to grocery shop, in my opinion, when you're organized, and grocery stores honestly give me a lot of anxiety, especially places like Walmart. So this really helps my anxiety if I'm organized when I walk in. So there we go. Now I'm showing you it's all set up, and I organized it in alphabetical order per department, and then I also wrote the quantity. So now, or actually that's what I'm doing right now. I'm writing the quantity of the items that we need multiples of. There I go. There it is. And it seems like a lot, but it's all organized by department in alphabetical order, and it'll help me. I hope you have a great day. See you later. I've noticed I get these comments a lot, like when people send us stuff and we unbox and everything. By the way, I'm not driving, but I get this question a lot, and it really warms my soul because, like, this person, for instance, has asked this question on, like, legit every unboxing video. Like, I've seen them before. I think they even came into my live. And it really warms me with joy that I get to tell you that I'm living your dream. I'm living your fucking dream. I'm a poultry farmer. That's right, I'm a farmer. These shitty tattoos, bald ass head. I'm a tranny and a poultry farmer. And that makes a lot of people mad. Well, it also makes people mad that I call myself a tranny, but that's besides the point. Anyways, people get so pissed because I look the way I do, I live how I live, and I still probably have more land than them, and I still probably got more animals than them, and they might not ever achieve that. I hope you do because, I wish the best for pretty much everybody, pretty much. But yeah, thank you for spamming all of my videos with this. I'm so happy to be able to tell you that I'm everything you probably wanted to be. I'm so happy. I know it pisses you off that I got that with who I am, but salute. I fucking got it. Oh, also on a positive note, I also was just recently interviewed to be in somebody's thesis about alternative farmers, like people who farm that live alternative lifestyles, and that's pretty fucking awesome, so that was pretty cool. You guys, my husband and I are both gonna have our first time in an Uber. I've never been in an Uber. I've always avoided them like the plague because one time I know this girl who literally had a ride with somebody, and it was like the best driver she ever had. Then she saw him on America's Most Wanted. But our car's ready at the shop, so we're gonna go, get it. And thank you, Alyssa, for this hoodie. Listen, I pretty much only wear black now, like black beaters. I'm always afraid to say that. Black beaters, black tees, everything, black hoodies, and look, this used to be my style. So when you see this, it is a very big improvement. You know what I mean? I feel like I've gone from J-Rock to retired felon, and I don't know. It's working for me. Thank you, Alyssa.
I will let you all know how the ride goes and if we die. I hope they don't recognize me. Oh my god, what if they recognize me? Maybe they'll be nice. I don't know. You guys, we got our car back. And I got my Dunkin'. I've gone like 3 days without it. 2 days, too. And the dude was so nice that Ubered us. And, but man, they need to pay them more. But he's so nice. I already rated him 5 stars and tipped him good. So I hope I have him again if we ever need an Uber again. Because he was so sweet. I hope you're having a good day.
Listen, I saw a post about being brutally humbled, and it reminded me of this instance. I don't got a whole lot of good memories with my son's father before he passed. Most were bad, but this one was fucking hilarious. So as a chick, I was extremely attractive, and now I'll have cis dudes crawling on here. I thought you said you were really attractive. Those are the same dudes that sit here and they're like, why'd you do that to yourself? What a way. So it's like, But I was very conventionally attractive as a female. Here's a picture. That's me. Yes, we look like we have a restraining order against one another. So one time, I said to my son's father, I was like, hey, would you still date me if I was ugly? And he was like, no. And I'm like, what? But I'd have the same personality. And he's like, your personality sucks.
Oh, yeah! Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Have you ever had a dream that you had?
Nope.
I ain't never been with a bed.
One eye open when I'm...
Stormy? Huh? You're shitting yourself!
What?
It's coming out of your fucking asshole!
It's your mother home.
So my husband and I have like morphed into one person kind of, which I know isn't like super healthy, because you gotta maintain independence and everything. But like I literally haven't done anything without my husband in probably like, how long has the pandemic been going on?
Hitting 2 years now.
2 years. I mean, he's gone to the gas station without me. Maybe like a grocery store down the street, but that's about it. And today I was like, okay, I gotta start taking steps to get independent, because what if I lose him or something? I'll be like one of those twins that like loses their other half. That's what I would feel like. Okay, so so I was like, all right, I'm gonna drive to Burger King on my own today. It's only like 10 minutes away. I'm gonna do it myself. And I said to my husband, okay, I'm gonna go drive to Burger King, okay? And he's like, without me? And then I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I need to start like, at least, I don't know, just maintaining some independence. And he's like, does it have to be today? You guys, let's rate cringy Snapchats that I took at the beginning of my transition. You couldn't see the actual full effect of the fitted, but it actually went to about here because my head is ginormous. It does not fit in most fitteds, anyways, that you find at, like, stores and shit. I think I got that at Savers. But, anyways, my head is so fucking big, so usually I have to sit them on top, which is why it looked like it was about up to here. So for that, I am going to rate that, let's say, a 4 out of 10. Right out the jump, I'm rating that a 2 out of 10 because I always had this lip thing. I don't know why I did that. My mouth isn't naturally like that. I think because I thought it made me look really tough, really like sultry or some shit. I don't really know, but 2 out of 10. I was obsessed with The Weeknd when I presented as a lesbian. I don't know what it was, but I was obsessed. Like, I just pictured myself in a music video as The Weeknd, and I was surrounded by honeys, and that was me, and I embodied that in my snaps, or so I thought, but really, no. I'm gonna rate this a 5, maybe a 6 out of 10. At that point, I didn't have any tattoos, but always, like, I don't know why I did that. I don't know, but I will say that's pretty common in trans mask folks, especially ones that just come out. We're always, I don't know. Sometimes I still catch myself doing it, but yeah. What did I rate it? A 5 or 4 out of 10? I don't know. Honestly, I think I look pretty hot here. I'm gonna say a 6 out of 10. Like, I was young as shit. Not young as shit, but probably like what? 25. I was probably 25. But I still had the hand thing going on. I was still and you know what I mean? So I have to lower it. But seriously, I was still smoking there. I don't give a fuck. This is the type of picture that I would honestly usually react with. I don't even want to talk about it. But for video's sake, I'm gonna rate this a 2 out of 10. Man, if this ain't fucking J-Rock, I don't know what is. It's pretty bad. 2 out of 10. Or 1, 2. Once again, I'm going to rate this like probably a 4 out of 10 because of the lip. I was constantly acting like I literally got kiss nail glue on top of my lip and like it got stuck or something because my lips are not like that. Why did I do that? I don't know. To be honest, I think I look hot in this one as well. However, the hat still doesn't fit way up here, so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Hope you're having a good day. Hi, thank you for your question. Yes, absolutely. My lawyer had actually, I don't have barbecue sauce on my face, by the way, it's just red. But my lawyer had actually already started the process, but then the pandemic happened, so it kind of stalled things. We honestly, like, just haven't, like, actively pursued it recently because the thought of being in court all the time when COVID's going around is kind of nerve-wracking. But at the same time, with COVID going around, this is a situation where that's, like, super important just in case anything happened to me. I used to not talk about this actually, like this type of stuff, because I know that there's people out there who are close with my son's biological father who will get angry at the fact that my husband will eventually legally be his parent. But to be real, my husband really doesn't get enough credit where credit is due. When my son's father relapsed and we were in court, in a custody battle, my son's father was trying to, take custody on the basis of I'm transgender and, in a gay relationship, and that's such a hindrance on a child and everything, even though, he was, never mind. But yeah, like his dad, his biological father had relapsed. We were in court all the time. It was just a mess. My husband, Eli, he was literally constantly having to leave work. He spent thousands of dollars on making sure I had a good lawyer, making sure, Roman had everything he needs. He did a lot for us. We actually had found a therapist, and this was at a point where my son wasn't really verbal, but we found a therapist who was also disabled, and we thought it was and it was a really good fit. She was great with Roman, and he was very comfortable with her, but insurance didn't cover her. My husband paid literally probably thousands, but at least hundreds, to allow my son to, see her. He drove us like 2 hours all the time to see her. I talk about how I've been sober about 8 years. My husband has been sober over 3 years now, I think. And what really kicked off his sobriety is the fact that on weekends he would not drink because he wanted to ensure that if he ever needed to jump in his car and drive me to Roman, because we were in Vermont, it was a ways away, that he would be totally coherent and he'd be able to bring me to my son to make sure that he was safe. So 100%, we will pursue Eli being his legal guardian. Not only that, but I'm very lucky that not only for all that, but I'm lucky as the parent of someone who's disabled that I know that when I pass, my son will have somebody. That's a feeling not every parent has in my position, and I'm grateful. I always get a kick out of comments like this because it's like, have you ever left your house before? Do you have any life experiences? You've never been taught that gay people are real? Holy fuck. But not only that, let's talk about the fact that this comment is actually a compliment. You're saying I look like a dude, right? That's what you're implying. That my husband and I look like husband and husband. Surprise! We are. I'm a trans man. Saying I look like a dude is not an insult. It's a compliment. That's what I'm aiming for. Let's talk about why you're really mad. I'm saying this as a dude who's 5'7" on a fucking good day, but I landed myself a 6 foot tall, 380 dude. I seen you. Let's talk about another reason why you're angry. Men like you get angry at the fact that, I literally don't have to I don't have to have a big fucking truck. I don't have to go around acting manly as fuck. I don't got to. I sit in my fucking kitchen cooking and doing shit I love. Shit that you would never be caught on camera doing because you don't want to get ragged on. And guess what? I have more women following me
than you could never dream of. And I'm married. I'm married to a dude, baby, and I will be for the rest of my life. But it makes you angry because I don't got a slam-a-dam-a-ding-dong. And I still get more attention than you will ever get in your lifetime. It's almost as if women would be more attracted to you, unless you want men attracted to you, which in that case, what's going on here? But if you had more of a personality trait than just being a fucking roofer who's a dick all the time, you know what I mean? Like that's not a personality trait. That's not a personality trait. Unless, you know what, maybe I'm reading this comment wrong and maybe you're just polyamorous, you know what I mean? Maybe you're looking to join us. Maybe you're like, ooh, who's the husband? I need to digest this dynamic because I want in. And to that I would say two things. One, we're monogamous, so not interested. But two, we also have a height limit, so have a good day. All right, Rome, you ready?
Okay.
We're going to do questions, family questions. Okay. Who is the coolest out of all of us?
A pussy cat.
A Pusheen cat?
Pusheen cat. All right.
Wow. Who has the best style?
Me.
Who has the best hair?
Bald.
Me, because I'm bald. Hey, Roman, who's the best singer?
I boo.
He likes Eiffel 65. Who tells the best jokes?
Me.
I thought my jokes were the best. Don't you love mama jokes?
Okay.
He's upgraded.
Who's the smartest?
Me.
You're right. Who's the nicest?
Wow.
Hey, Roman, who's the loudest? Does that mean you?
Okay.
Roman, who's the wildest?
Who is the wildest?
Who is it?
Me.
That's true.
Roman, who watches the most TV?
Yeah, mama.
Did he say me or mama?
Yeah, he did.
Who's the meanest?
Me.
Not really. As a trigger warning, I will be talking about when I struggled with a severe eating disorder. I will be sharing symptoms of that and probably imagery. So please proceed with caution. I was very sick at the time, so some people obviously would find it disturbing. I wouldn't say that I felt strange because, I've been bigger my whole life. I was actually thin for a small portion of my life when I was really struggling with my eating disorder. But my entire life, I've just kind of been chunky ever since I can remember, like 5 years old. It was scary, though. Mainly when I was pregnant, it was very, very scary to gain weight. I remember being petrified, and unfortunately, I could sit here and lie and say, oh my God, my son saved me, and I completely was free of an ED with pregnancy, but that's not life a lot of the time, and that's not how it worked. When I got pregnant, I still struggled greatly with my eating disorder, and yeah, unfortunately, and I struggled a lot with I didn't struggle gaining weight, I did gain weight, but I struggled with the process of it. For reference, this is when I was really sick, but to be honest, this isn't when I was even my sickest. This was me towards the end of my pregnancy, but this was me well after I had my son, as you can see. I'm with him there, and I was still pretty small. I wasn't struggling definitely as much at all, but I was still pretty small. Aside from the initial, obviously, fear that went along with gaining weight, that primarily affected me during my pregnancy. When I had my son, I was a little bit more distracted, and I think that did help in my recovery. But I don't like saying Daddy saved me. I hate when people say that. I don't like Dr. Phil, but I do agree that children shouldn't be born with jobs, and I don't like when people say, like, oh, my kid saved me. I don't like that. I think the responsibility of, like, being a mother is what saved me. I think I saved myself because I wanted to be a good mother. I stayed that weight until probably a little bit before my transition, which I gained more, and I gotta be honest, it wasn't strange, and I don't regret it because I really like being big actually now. Being a bigger dude, I feel actually kind of helps my dysphoria a little bit. But to be honest, even when I had a raging eating disorder,
It really wasn't about my weight, it was more about having control over the situation. Now, even though I'm big, I don't have to worry about as much. When I was really sick with my eating disorder, it was hell. Not just mentally, physically too. Your body naturally tries to save your brain and your heart, so like my bladder was kind of wonky for a while. My mouth would be broken out in canker sores all the time. It was horrible. I actually lost height and then gained it back. 2 inches, mind you. Yeah, it was wild.
Break. No, I'm not afraid to do whatever it takes. I'll never bow, I'll never break. 'Cause I'm a warrior, I'll fight for my life like a soldier, all through the night, and I won't give.
You guys, everybody always tells me I look like Mercules. And watch this. Hey, Roman, who is this? Who is this right here? No, on this phone.
Then your butt.
Who is that?
Mama,
I'm not mad.
do this.
Overnight, I was 20, thought I had a good hold on life. Didn't know it at the time, I was not alright. I was in over my head. Now I'm pretty sure at 26 that it isn't gonna be some little fix. The game wasn't rigged by accident. I'm in over my head. Oh, I feel this vertigo, sick of being an optimist. I'm trying. Deep down it hurts to know how bad I wanna call it quits. I'm trying.
I love this comment, but okay, just listen. I have so much more to say about it. So it is true, you guys complain about my chains, that I'm gonna make them stay crooked, okay. But anyways, I love this comment because not only is that very true, like my husband and I, when it comes to our personalities, it's literally like I am very extroverted, he's very like quiet and patient, I'm very impulsive and loud. We do balance each other out incredibly. It's like he literally is my other half, but it gets weirder. Honestly, I did not used to believe in soulmates till I met my husband, because I just figured like, you know, there's no such thing as soulmates, because for one, the world is so fucking big, and not only that, it's just like, I don't know, like, you know, if you vibe with someone and you get along, it's just probably because, you know, you just vibe, you got the same energy or similar energies, you know what I mean? And it doesn't necessarily mean that, like, they were put in your life as your soulmate, but now my husband is my soulmate, listen. So when I was younger, I went to a fair, and there were, like, you know, psychics there and psychic booths, and I was like, what the hell, I'll try it out. Firstly, it was odd because she was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to read you. I don't think I can because of my eyes. She says it was because of my eyes. She said she didn't think she could give me a reading, which is odd because, like, why would, you know, if a psychic's fake, why would they turn down money? And she literally wanted to send me on my way, and I'm like, please, no, just try. And she tried, and she was like, you're gonna end up marrying somebody that looks like your brother. And I'm like, what? That's disgusting. And she's like, no, like, you have the same features and everything. You look a lot alike. And I'm like, you know, like, that's disgusting. But listen. My husband and I always get told we look like brothers. And when people on here are like, you don't look anything alike, that's because I don't have a beard now. Look. That is me and my husband when I have a beard. We do look pretty similar. Here's another one when I have hair and a beard. We do look a little bit alike. But that's not the only weird part. My husband and I, we both have pretty, like, strong glasses prescriptions. Like, we both have astigmatism and everything. And our glasses prescriptions are, like, almost identical. Like, he can wear my glasses everywhere. Like, that's fucking weird. Not only that, but obviously most of you know my son, he's autistic, and one of the things when I was dating, I really didn't think I'd ever settle down with anyone, because I didn't think anyone would understand my situation with my son, and that he'll always be a huge part of my life, and if he always needs to live with me, then that's what's gonna happen. My husband had just been working in respite for an autistic client. He was a respite worker. What are the odds? Not only that, but we're both sober. We got the same middle name.
I don't know, man. Weird coincidences. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know.
Sure, you can see my husband's Baby Yoda collection or Grogu collection. There's more than one. So it all started with this thing. He bought it from my son, and my son was terrified of it. And so Eli used it as an excuse to keep it. So that's how the collection started. Is it called Grogu?
Yeah.
Grogu, okay. That's how the Grogu collection started. The second thing he added to his collection was this Yoda ball. It has a green lid too, or a turquoise lid. Then I needed a piggy bank. So he got me a Baby Yoda piggy bank, or Grogu piggy bank. But then he bought me a second Baby Yoda piggy bank, which I was confused because I didn't even need one Baby Yoda piggy bank, and now I have two. And one of them is so little, you go to Dunkin' Donuts, put change in it, it's full. I think I got him this. I'm not sure. Then I think he got this like 2 Christmases ago. I don't think this was from this Christmas, but a Yoda tree ornament, or Baby Yoda, Grogu, my bad. Then one day I was being mean and I felt bad, so I snuck this into the cart. And I was so proud of myself because I kept it a secret until I got home. And he just like found it when he was going through the bags. I was so proud of myself because I cannot keep secrets or surprises, but I kept this secret. This stocking is from this Christmas. And then Jane got him this Baby Yoda mug, which he uses like every morning. It says, snack, attack, and protect. Okay, so whenever I ask in my lives, like, what is one thing you'd want me to do a video about? Everyone always is like, we want to know how you stay so positive, like with all the hate and everything. And listen, I've been preaching this for years now, and like I need people to listen to me because it's like scientifically backed up, and like I know what I'm talking about. I know it. Okay, so first I need to explain this for context. The human brain naturally participates in what is known as negativity bias. Why I use that many quotations, I don't know. This means that if I were to get a comment that was extremely hateful, like, oh my god, you fucking stupid tranny, oh my god, you're ruining your child, okay? But then I got another one that was extremely sweet, like, I look up to you so much, like, I watch your videos, they help my anxiety every day. Naturally, without intervention, my brain is going to go to the bad one, and so would yours. It's because as humans, it is normal to like pinpoint threats, it's survival mode, and to like really like hone in and focus on it. Which in some ways, like, it's good that we have this instinct that we can be on the defense and be ready if we ever need to, for some reason, fight for our dignity. I don't know. You never know. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. I don't know. But in situations like social media and just dealing with a lot of like stigmas within society, you really have to train yourself and kind of make up your own interventions to deal with these situations as they happen, so you know not to just focus on that negativity. An example of this is sometimes like all of my pages are leaked on Discord servers that are like very homophobic and transphobic, so I will get like slews of negative comments like all at once, and it can be honestly a little scary sometimes. Like, some of the shit is very hateful, very threatening, and very scary. Obviously my first instinct in those situations is to make sure that like I put safety measures in place, but that negativity, it weighs on you when you see it. But even though I get that, like, you know, landslide of insane negative comments at times, it still doesn't outweigh the positive comments I get. Even though it seems like I'm getting millions of them, I'm really getting, like, thousands of more positive comments each day. But they just get buried because your mind naturally pays attention to the negative. Or maybe you just got leaked at that moment and, you know, it's up to you to go find the positive. Recentering your mindset and like showing yourself the positivity you're also experiencing, you're just not acknowledging, really helps you become more rational. It helps you see it from a more centered perspective. That's my advice on staying positive. Alright, you guys, listen, we're waiting for our tamales right now, so I figured that someone said we should do a who knows who better thing, so I looked up some questions and we're gonna do it. So the first question is gonna be, what cheers me up after you're sad? So
First, do you want to go first or second? This might take a while. Hold on. All right, so he can go first. So he said he'll let me choose. So what cheers me up after I'm sad?
Food.
Absolutely. A1. Okay, so now for you, I have to answer, and I would say what cheers you up is either a hug or buying tools.
I love my tools.
Yes. All right, the next one is traveling. So if I could travel anywhere, where would I go?
Vermont or Ireland.
Very true. And you, it would be New Zealand or Alaska?
Hmm?
All right. All right, this is a hard one. What is my favorite smell?
Well, you always buying lavender.
I don't like lavender, but I do buy it a lot. Why do I do that? I don't know.
I don't know.
To be honest, I don't even know what my favorite smell is, so I don't know how he's gonna answer it. Let me pick another one. I like the smell of my dog's breath.
And farts.
I don't like this. Oh yeah, I do like the smell of her farts. Listen, judge me all you want. I like the smell of my dog's farts. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's like when you're a pet owner. I know people who like the smell of horse poop. This is a good one. What jobs I'll just make you name one. What job did I have in high school?
Well, I don't know if it was high school, but you worked for a perfume store.
Okay, yeah, I was in high school. And you worked for a cleaning company, right?
Yeah.
All right. Look at the dog. Okay, so the next one is, what is the most spiritual experience you've ever had? And listen, my husband is not a spiritual person at all, but I think that I might be able to answer for both of us, okay? What about with the baby duck, when it died in my arms and then everybody in the house heard a baby duck chirping? Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah, okay, and so I remember after that happened, I was like, do you believe in God now? And he was like, God, no, but an afterlife? Maybe. Because it was so, like, creepy and nobody could deny it. Like, he heard it first, then I heard it, then my mom heard it, and, like, we weren't even in the same room as each other, so it's not like it was, like, a cascading effect. Oh, my God, that was so creepy. But anyways, we know each other pretty well. We did good. Stop being a sourpuss. Give me a high five. I love you.
I love you.
Manic sister thinks I'm cracking. Brother says it's in my genes. Don't you want to? Don't you want to be more? Don't you want to? Bang, 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 bang.
Hi, thank you for your question. My son actually calls me his mom, but the best saying, in my opinion, about being a parent is my son's sense of humor. I know that this is kind of controversial to say, but when I was pregnant, one of my biggest fears was giving birth to a boring kid. I was terrified that I was going to have a kid that did not have a sense of humor or anything, because I just, I wouldn't know how to relate to them. Humor is such a big part of my life, and I was nervous that I just wouldn't be able to relate to them if we didn't have the same sense of humor. And I'm not saying that, because I have friends who kind of have, drier senses of humor and stuff, and they're still awesome to be around and everything, but me particularly, humor is so important to me and a big part of my life. I was so afraid of having a boring kid. I was afraid. And I guess boring is really a perceived thing, because, boring to me probably wouldn't be boring to somebody else, but you get the drift. The gist. I like drift better. And my son got diagnosed with autism when he was very young, literally right when he turned 18 months, he was diagnosed. And I did not know a whole lot about autism. I knew some because of where I went to school. There was an autism program, but I didn't know a whole lot. And there's a lot of misconceptions out there. Unfortunately, when you go and get a diagnosis, or when I did anyways, from my son, the immediate thing they hand you is a packet from Autism Speaks. Not the best reading material, and so there's a lot of misconceptions out there. And two of the most common misconceptions I've heard, about autistic people is, one, they aren't affectionate or can't show affection, and then number two, they don't have senses of humor. That's totally not true at all. Sometimes my son's sense of humor is a little different, but he's still fucking hilarious. But literally, I remember the day
my son laughed at a fart, and I was like so ecstatic. I was so happy that like I had a kid that thought farts are funny, and I'm like, yes, yes, oh my god. Like, I knew in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's no way that I could birth a kid that doesn't have my sense of humor, because like, if my gene pool is like, you know, directly related to you, there's gotta be some humor in there somewhere. And I was right, and he's hilarious. My kid is so funny. So yes, that's my favorite part. My favorite thing about being a parent. My kid is hilarious, and there's never a dull moment. Listen, I hate making out. And you might be like, that's out of left field. Why are you talking about that? Well, it came up in my live. And I had a video on this before. And, like, I didn't think it would go viral at all. Because, like, why would that go viral? But it did. And tons of people were, like, saying, like, oh, my God, me too. I thought I was alone. I ended up deleting the video because I, like, deleted all my videos at one point. But I figured I might as well say it again. Because, obviously, a lot of people could relate. Yeah, I hate making out. And thank God, literally, thank God, I got blessed with a husband who feels the same. And I'm not bashing anyone's preferences, you know what I mean? Because everybody would be like, how could you? People are allowed to not like things and talk about it. Especially if it makes people feel less alone, you know what I mean? I literally had comments like, oh my God, I thought I was the only one. No, you're not. There's tons of people out there who find zero appeal in other people's spit entering their mouth to mix with their own spit. I absolutely do not see the appeal at all, and I never will. It's so disgusting, and I cannot. And people are like, well, how do you kiss your husband? You can still kiss. I still peg him on the cheek and stuff, or like, you still kiss me on the lips, but no. We both, like, it's funny, because, like, obviously, like, when you first start dating someone, like, you make out because that's what, like, you feel like you're supposed to do that, like, and I noticed, like, he wasn't initiating it, and then, like, I was very relieved, and I brought it up one day. I'm like, hey, you don't like making out, do you? Because I don't like it either. You don't like it? And he's like, no, I really don't. I'm like, thank fuck. But I'm kind of weird. Like, I don't even like sharing drinks with people, anything like that. I can't do it. So the thought of, like, making out and, like, swapping spit, I can't fucking do it. And as I said, no shame. I'm allowed to think something is absolutely repulsive for my own actions. Like, I don't have to do it. You don't have to cry. It's okay. But I think it needs to be said, man, because I couldn't believe how many people could relate. Alright, you guys, let's organize my desk, or my husband's desk, or all of our desk, the family desk. Let's go. Alright, so first his school stuff, some art supplies, that's going in his homeschool drawer. Oh, same with his Connected Dots book, and look, it's all in there. Alright, and now his slime. So I'm going to take it out of the box. Here we go. He actually has a slime box. I'm going to see how far I can stack them. Oh, let's see. Okay. Well, I tried. I don't know how many it was. All right, so now I got this therapy putty. Well, I didn't get it. Somebody got it for him, and we love it. There's my cat. All right, and now I am going to put all this in his slime box as well. And you got some cat whiskers and his Pusheen stickers, because sometimes we use stickers with slime. There it is. All right, now I got to go through all this paper stuff. Oh, I found his stickers. Look that's a house, Roman, or a picture of our house. And my husband made that. It says, cockle-doodle-doo, I love you. And there's some pictures for Roman, and then he drew one that says he farts, because my son thinks farts are funny, thank God. I'm writing his homeschool note real quick. Now I'm putting all these receipts in this rooster, not tin, box that I have. There we go. All right. Now I'm cleaning my tattoo supplies kit, it's really a Milwaukee toolbox. All right, all set. Yes! Hey everybody, I'm here with Roman, and we are going to be... Okay, and we're going to be opening this Discover Surprise Science Kit, so let's get started. You excited to open it?
Okay.
Okay, can you come closer? Doo-doo. Good job. Let's look. What? And there's over 30 science experiments inside. Oh my God, look at all this. Rainbow sugar. They have names all on them. We're going to do one experiment today. Magic sand. Experimental materials. We have some utensils. Some Safety goggles, OSHA safe. Measuring spoons. What are these? Do you know what these are? Test Did some drop?
Today is the day.
Today is the day. So you guys, we're going to do the experiment colorful fountain. That's what we're going to do. So we need to set up 3 test tubes, I believe. Can you put that in that one? Good job. Going to be adding the water first, and he will have safety glasses on. He's just not right now because it's just water. All right, can you add 3/4 of water to this? Good job. Oh, that's good. All right, now this one. Awesome. That's okay, because we can add it to this one. Roman's having trouble with the safety goggles. He doesn't want to wear them. So when we do the last part of the experiment where the fountain comes up, I'll just have him step away. But he can still watch, okay? Are you okay with that?
Okay.
Okay. All right, now we have to put some citric acid in. They said a spoonful, but I don't know. They didn't say how much, so I just picked the medium one. Can you put it in the actually put it in the funnel? There you go. Good job. Shake, shake, shake. Good job. And 10 drops of laundry detergent. Can you do it?
Okay.
10. 1. Now we are putting in the pigment, the red pigment. It's gonna blow. It's gonna go. No, don't run out of time.
No.
Roman doesn't have safety glasses on, so he's away.
Okay, this is the second part of this question, my response to this question. And in this part, I want to focus on why I personally feel that as long as your kids are, fed, taken care of, shown compassion, as long as they're safe, you have no reason not to have high self-esteem as a parent. And that is because like 99.9999, I'll say 6 of what you see on here is all fake. Not my channel, because I don't give a shit if my house don't look clean. I don't give a shit if I talk about, like, losing my temper sometimes and how my life isn't fucking like rainbows and unicorn farts, okay? But a lot of what you see is not real on here or any social media or even like just parents talking about their lives even in person. Even now, because our society is so harsh on parents and is so like just expects us to live up to these just unreal it really is unreal. Even now when I make videos, I'll be really self-conscious sometimes about like I live in like a smaller house, like we don't have tons of money, so if something breaks in this house, we're fixing it ourselves. Like there's parts of the house that need to be worked on, stuff like that. I talk about having bipolar. I talk about real life things that go on with parenting, and I am sometimes nervous about how it will be received, but I still post them. And the reason I do is because I know that my story and what I'm sharing and how I live, more people can relate to that than they can relate to like, insanely clean houses and like, parents who act like everything is absolutely sunshine and rainbows when that's not true. It's not true. And I found that the reception overall is pretty good. And I really think that's why people, like when I get comments like, oh, like you're my comfort person, stuff like that. I think it's because of the whole element, like because I'm not hiding like how I live, and my home is like a lot of everybody else's homes, and I think that makes them feel like home, kind of. So whenever you see these like unrealistic expectations of what you should be as, a parent, and you start to feel insecure, just know that that person spewing out that expectation does not even meet that expectation in real life. Even though I make fun of myself for this all the time, I'm gonna address it because people are so fucking stupid. Sometimes I'll get comments like, oh, you try to make your voice sound deeper, and why don't you have an accent here, and rah, rah, rah. Because I film myself all fucking day. If any human being, like, literally film themselves doing everyday shit, like, all day long, your voice changes. You have different pitches. You have different, like, attitudes. That's just life. That's fucking life. But to be honest, What does it matter? Like, what does it matter if sometimes I make my voice deeper or higher? Like, what does it matter? Like, if I wanted to come on here and start talking like an Englishman, I just do what the fuck I want, and you're not gonna tell me otherwise, because this is my page, this is my life, I'm gonna do what I want. It's weird to me that like people act like this is like a phenomena or like some like weird thing, because like it is totally normal in everyday life to like have different tones of voices, to have different like, kind of like, just like, I'd even say accents. Like most people I know, like I get my accent from my father being from Massachusetts, and even like my dad and my family, like in certain situations it comes out more. It's just life. But yeah, like I said, if I want to talk any type of way, I'm gonna do it. And if you don't like it, tough shit. I'm not insulting anyone. I'm not doing anything that's insulting. People just like to try to, they see somebody that's like gaining momentum and they want to try to bring them down in any way they can. I make fun of myself for it all the time. When I get excited, my voice gets high. When I get nervous, my voice gets high. When I'm sitting here talking shit, it's probably just my regular voice. You're not proving anything. Okay, I've done some videos on this before, but I keep getting asked in videos and on my lives. People keep saying they want to see wedding pictures, okay? So I do have wedding pictures. My husband and I, we didn't actually, well, would they be called wedding pictures? I don't know, because we didn't have a wedding. We didn't have like a big wedding. We justice of the peace it. I can't explain it, but ever since I was like a young girl, I knew I was like, I don't want a big wedding. Like, I love weddings. I love going to weddings. I love the food. I love the atmosphere. I love them. But I knew it wasn't for me. And I'm a pretty like extroverted person, but I wanted a little one. So that's what we had. Let me show you. And I know I'm gonna get comments like, you talk too much. Go watch someone else, man. People like listening to me talk. They say I'm like ASMR, which is so funny, because I literally sound like if Marge Simpson and like someone from The Sopranos just merged together. That's what I sound like. I have a tattoo on me that looks like I'm a Simpsons character. So anyways, so here's one picture, and this was a bridge that like they did the ceremony like I think it was at the beginning of the bridge, and then you cross over. It was very beautiful. The scenery was like real whimsical and stuff. I wish I had more pictures. But yeah, this is the picture right after we got married, and I remember them making fun of me because I couldn't wait to kiss my husband, which is so funny because I don't really like kissing. Well, I like it. Like, I like kissing my husband, like, just, I was gonna say pecking, but you know what that sounds like, and I mean, never mind. Anyways, so yeah, but I hate when people, I hate, making out. What am I talking about? I don't know. I'm just making conversation. There's one picture. I only have 2 pictures, so I had to do fillers somehow, fill stuff in. Here's another one, and as I always say when I do these videos, I actually used to hate my wedding photos, and that is because I felt that I looked too gay in them. I felt that I look too gay in my gay wedding photos. Yes, I do have advice. And so first, I'm gonna reply to this, explaining why I think your confidence should be high and always high, physically speaking. And then I'm gonna do another video on how I think I could help raise your self-esteem as a mother. Not me, like help. Like I don't have a God complex. I've lived through a lot. I think I can help. So a lot of people ask me on here, like, how do you deal with hate? Like, how do you deal with hate all the time? Well, let me show you something. I have been a woman who was big like I am now. People are going to overanalyze what I said. I meant, like, I'm a bigger dude now. I was big here as a woman, too. I've been an average-sized woman. I've been a very thin woman. This is actually when I had a really bad eating disorder, but I don't think that all thin women do. So it still helps me make my point. I've had every hairstyle under the sun. I've been a woman without a whole lot of tattoos. I've been a woman covered in tattoos. I've been at a more average weight, though I was still pretty big, with a beard and dark hair as a dude. And I've looked how I do now. And can you guess what the one thing that remained consistent throughout all those years was? I mean, there were a few consistent things, but this is a big one. Somebody always had something to say. Always. No matter what, there were always people who loved me, who loved how I looked, and there were always people who couldn't stand me and talk shit about how I looked. So I didn't look at your page, so I don't know, and I would never analyze somebody's looks anyways. I don't know, your body type, your hair, anything like that, but I'm just saying. There's people out there right now, if you're thinner and you see this and you think, oh, if I could only be thicker, life would be easier. People would respect me more. No, they wouldn't. And if you're bigger and you think, oh, if I was just thinner, if I could just lose weight, people would like me more. I'd be more accepted. No, they wouldn't. Maybe society a little bit, but at the end of the day, people would still talk shit. And same with if you're a dude. If you think, oh my God, but if I had a full beard, like, people would be so much. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. You should just be yourself. Take it from somebody who, like, has literally lived as, like, a lot of different aesthetics. There's always going to be people who dislike you, who make fun of you, who talk shit about you, who throw dirt on your name. So just be you. Because why not? You're awesome the way you are. And they're going to talk shit regardless. You just saw, throughout all that, every single look, people talk shit. So just be yourself. You guys, I was just doing a live, and in case you missed it, my husband, since I guess he thought he couldn't ask me this live on camera, he handed me this note, and it says, "Can I eat all the cake?" Exclamation point. No question mark. Exclamation. He hands this to me mid-live. Can I eat all the cake? Yes. That's not all I found. I also found the body of the head of the, what is he? Toys for Tots worker? Oy vey. He likes Pugsley Adams. Ah! I'm just cleaning. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Sometimes I literally just sit back and think about how, like, almost 8 years ago, I was like, always, like, I'd spend weekends trying to find a way to bail my baby's daddy out of jail. And, I'd be writing bad checks just to buy diapers. It was horrible. Statute of limitations is up, so I can talk about it now. And now, like, I'm married to my soulmate. I have a beautiful dog. I have a farm. And, like, I have a bunch of people that watch me just for being me. Just because I'm me. That's so cool. I just think that's so cool. Yes, I'm married to a guy man, a man, or some might say a dude man. All of the above, yes, I am married to. And I have nothing else to say to this comment that I haven't said 900 times before. So instead, I'd like to show off all of our Christmas cards over the years, when it started with just Roman and I at the beginning of my transition until Eli joined the picture. My husband, my guy man. This is the first Christmas card Roman and I ever had together. I had just started tea, maybe I was like not even a year on tea in this picture. Fun fact, I didn't even start doing Christmas photos until I started my transition. And here's another one. Oh, I made that little sign myself. I still have it. It says Roman's Christmas Town. Then this is the first Christmas card we have all together. And this is the second one. Oh. And then our newest one. See what I did there? I'm so good. I turned an annoying comment like this into something beautiful. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna take you on a New Hampshire morning. I'm here with Roman. Look at that side eye. Oh my god. And my husband. And so, yeah. Oh, and look at this. He's using the snow brush that Jane got us. It works really well. You'll see in a second. He's just putting it together. And he's talking about how much he loves it. So he was the one that cleaned the car today. Thank God. I got to stay in the car most of the time and stay warm.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. All right. So we're in the car, and Roman was like, we're gonna crash, because he saw that the windshield is covered in snow, and he thought we were actually gonna drive before we cleaned it. He's like, we're gonna crash. So I explained to him no, and then he said he wanted some music. So there's my husband outside, and he's still cleaning the car. Poor dude. And I'm in shorts, and we're all in shorts except Roman. I won't let Roman wear shorts, although he does, wear a sweatshirt like all of us, which I'll explain in a second. So there's my husband. He's still cleaning the car. And I am in here just hanging out with Rome. And I believe that I'm dancing to Shimmer and Shine. And so, yeah. And then, so, listen, we all have hoodies on, even in the dead of winter. We have coats in the car in case of an emergency. But listen, none of us like coats. And iced coffee, dead of winter, New Hampshire, okay? Always a medium, a smedium. And then I got a cream cheese bagel with some bacon. And then Roman had a crisis. He got not whipped cream.
Sure, I don't mind answering. So MJ actually stands for Michael James, but my legal name is just MJ. No periods, no nothing, it's just MJ. And it's funny because I didn't really have it stand for anything for a while because it was just, those were my birth initials. And so that's why I kind of transitioned to that because I felt like it would be easier for family and stuff. Plus, I liked it. Well, one time I was at an appointment for Roman, and they just assumed, I don't know, I'm assuming they thought I was his dad or something like that, or I don't know. They thought I was a male caregiver. I passed as male that day. And I didn't want to go into a spiel about how I'm trans. He was young at the time. It didn't matter. They didn't really need to know. So the nurse was like, MJ, what's that stand for? And I panicked. I couldn't say my birth name. So I was like, Michael James. And it just stuck with me ever since. It's funny, though, because then I have a cousin who's, really into... Hey, Rosie. Who's really into ancestry and stuff. And I actually had, I think, a cousin named Michael James. And he was, straight from Ireland. And he was, he was, a really tough dude, but real compassionate and known for, helping people and having a big heart. So I'm so proud that I picked the name Michael James. I think it was fate.
Right, because it's gross stuff. But it tastes good when it's put out together.
Okay, good. Onions, garlic,
Onions, garlic, celery, balsamic vinegar.
tomato paste.
That's a big word for Elma.
I remember one time when I detransitioned and I was on a dating site. Looked like fucking Morticia Adams. Chef's kiss. You probably don't have to say it if you do it, but... Anyways, I'm on this dating site and this dude hits me up and he says, Hey, I heard that girls with tattoos will do things that girls without tattoos won't do. And I wrote back, I said, Sure, I'll peg you. I got instantly blocked. Honestly, what did he mean? So I'm always telling you stories about Roman, but I really feel like you guys would get a kick out of stories about my dad. Everyone, including my father himself, is pretty sure he's autistic. I mean, he's probably autistic. And no matter how many times I've been told that I need to get tested, I never, ever have really entertained it until my father told me, how important it was to him if he kind of, had answers. It would be more accessible to me for me to get tested. Anyways, I gotta tell you this story, okay? And stuff like this happens all the time with my dad, but this one was recently, and it was so funny. So since the pandemic started, sometimes Eli and I will do my father's shopping, and it's the same thing every single time. He eats the same exact thing every single time. I know how much it will cost. I know what his list is going to, consist of. Every single time, it's the same thing. So one thing he really likes to eat are, they're specifically Mrs. Bud's chicken pies, okay? It can't be anything else. Well, during the pandemic, obviously, there were shortages, there still are. It's still a pandemic, you know what I mean? But, so we went one time and we couldn't find it. We just couldn't find it. So I had to get him, a different brand, which I thought was a good brand, you know what I mean? It's regarded as, a good brand. I thought it'd be fine. So he says nothing to me about how he won't eat this, right? He says nothing to me about how, he doesn't want it. He just acted okay, it's fine. And he stayed quiet about it for weeks, right? Until we had to go shopping again. And I was he wrote down the specific chicken pies he wanted again, okay? And I'm like, Dad, what if they don't have those ones? Is it okay if I get the ones I bought last time? And he goes, Yeah.
Sure. And I'm like, well, you seem kind of hesitant. Did you not like them? And he says exactly like this. They're okay. They taste a little bit like rat meat. What? Why didn't you tell me that you thought it tasted like rat meat when I bought it? Or when you tried it? Why? I thought that was so funny. That he was trying to be so nice. But he's like, it tastes a little bit like rat meat. What my father eats is so similar to Roman, it's so funny. Every morning he eats a bagel. Every morning Roman eats either a Pub Tart or a bagel. That's it. If we go somewhere like Dunkin' Donuts, it has to be a bagel. Same as my dad. You know how Roman specifically likes McDonald's chicken nuggets? My dad specifically likes Purdue breaded fillets. Purdue has to be Purdue. Has to be those kind in the refrigerated section. That's what he eats. And both of them love chocolate chip cookies or chocolate anything and think vanilla is for the birds. And my dad really only drinks water and ginger ale, and if Roman had it his way, he'd only drink ginger ale. He doesn't even live with us. Sure, so I was diagnosed with bipolar very, very, very young. I want to say 9, but it might have been younger. When I turned 18, they actually wiped the diagnosis, and I was misdiagnosed with borderline. I was taken off all meds. Not a good choice. But yeah, I think I was honestly misdiagnosed as borderline mainly because of my gender identity issues. From what I was told, in borderline sometimes there can be like an element of some identity stuff, and I think they kind of misunderstood what I was going through, and maybe that's why I was diagnosed with it. I'm not quite sure. But anyways, that diagnosis stuck with me through adulthood. And then when I was about 25, I had my most major manic episode. I have bipolar 1, so I mainly deal with mania. And it was so bad that I got myself in so much debt that I had to hire a lawyer because I was going to spend the next 20 years digging myself out of debt. So it was really bad. So I ended up, they put me on kind of mild meds, to manage it, like a mood stabilizer, an antidepressant, and they tried antipsychotics, but they just didn't work for me. But then, I kept still dealing with mania, so it obviously wasn't a combination that was working. And so they started talking about lithium, and I was terrified. Whenever I would mention lithium around my friends that I might be put on it, I would get bombarded with all these stories about how awful it was, how dangerous it was, and how, it just they had these horrific side effects, and I was really scared. But then it got to the point where I needed to do something because my life was not manageable. So they ended up putting me on lithium, a very low dose, which I've been on for, I don't know, probably about 2 years now. And it's great. It did save my life. It did, because that, along with self-awareness of monitoring my symptoms and seeing where I'm at and reporting, if I do start to have any symptoms, it's been amazing. It's been a godsend. Honestly, lithium treatment has been one of the best things that ever happened to me. And before anyone mentions that might be why my liver failed, no, it wasn't. I didn't start lithium until way after I was on T. So oh yeah, we argue. I'm going to tell you about one of my personal favorite arguments we've ever had. I look really bad in it, but it's just so funny I have to share. So when my husband and I first met, we were on and off, and it was mostly my fault. I would ghost on him a lot. I didn't know if I was ready for something serious, so it was my fault. I definitely ghosted a lot. Well, during these ghosting periods, both of us would be on dating sites and stuff, and he ended up meeting someone on Grindr, and they didn't hit it off romantically or any way like that, but they became really good friends. They connected on a lot of things, and they just kind of became close friends. So then flash forward, we reconnect, we're actually officially dating. We're official now. We have the title of, we're exclusive. And he told me he had this friend that he met on Grindr, and honestly, I really didn't have a problem with it because I've actually met some of my close friends on dating sites. Because sometimes you just you start talking to somebody and it just ends there. That you really enjoy talking to them, and that's it. And I understand that. But one day he was using GPS in the car. This is very early on in our relationship, and I noticed all the text messages from everybody were deleted. And that made me suspicious, and so I pinned it on this dude
from Grindr, right? And I'm like, I'm suspicious. I think something's going on. And I throw a fit. Okay? Like an absolute fit. And this fit lasted for about a week. So after a week of a literal like temper tantrum I'm throwing, I'm in the car by myself, and I don't know like how it came to me, but it just did that. Something about that guy's story, like it sounded familiar to me. So I called my husband and I'm like, give me that guy's number. And at first, he wasn't going to give it to me because he thought I was going to do something stupid, you know what I mean? But I was like, no, I'm not. Please, just give me the number now. And he did. Oh, it came up with a name. And I knew him. I also knew him from a time that we were off and we were on dating sites. But I wasn't just friends with him. Literally, I did not know how I was going to get myself out of this shithole that I dug. The dude was actually, like, bald and kind of badass looking. So, I don't know. I couldn't think of anything else to say when I came home. I'm just like, hey, look, we got the same taste in dudes. He just looked at me like... But it ended there. It was squashed. We both fucked up and we moved on. Me more so, but it is kind of funny, though, considering that everyone on here is like, you two look so much alike, and... Okay.
I just got my filling refilled. I have the best dentist. By the way, I'm only... What the fucking?
That car was in our lane. That truck.
We're in New Hampshire. I was gonna say something that was inappropriate, and I caught myself. It rhymes with Merc Yurdies. Okay, that's probably what they were on. So, anyways, I just got my filling done, and my dentist, he is so good. He is such a good guy. All of them are great there. And yeah, I have to go back because my front tooth is rotting out. Because when I was a little kid, I had the bright idea that I was going to take a silk pillow and literally run and dive, sort of like a snowboard move, down a tile hallway, and I face planted and smashed my face, and so I had an abscess for years I didn't even know, and had to get a root canal, and I never got a crown, and so now it's rotting out for my stupid decisions as a kid. I still make them sometimes, but so yeah, I need to go back and get that fixed. The side of my face is numb, but he said I couldn't chew. He didn't say I couldn't have iced coffee. Please don't be mad at me.
I bet you guys didn't think I'd really keep all those inspirational messages. Well, I did. I still have more to go. Sometimes my videos get on the wrong side of TikTok. I know that the hate comments are not true, but I am human, and sometimes it does cause self-doubt. I intend to read this whenever I need a pick-me-up during these times. Our brains are conditioned to zero in on negativity, even when we are surrounded by positivity. This will definitely reel me back into reality, which is balanced. Thank you so much. By the way, I am a trans man who has had top surgery, so don't call the cops over my chip slip. I am going to keep this forever and ever.
Hi, thank you for your question. I have answered it, but I will never give up an opportunity to talk about how I met my husband. So my husband met me as I am now. He met me when I had already been on hormones, had top surgery. My husband identifies as gay. He likes men. So this is how he met me. When I first met him, he was about 4 or 5 hours away. He was in a training facility for building construction technology. And it's an all-male facility. Okay, so it's not recommended when you're living in an all-male dorm or facility or anything to announce to the world that you're gay. So we kept it on the DL, and for a while it's fine because I didn't really think it would go. I don't know. I didn't really think I was looking for anything serious, and neither did he. But I will say this: before we met in person, I just knew he was my soulmate. Like, not right away, because I ghosted on him a lot. I wasn't sure that I wanted to settle down, but I did tell him pretty early on. I was like, I know you're my soulmate, and I know you think I'm crazy for saying that because we haven't met yet, but when we're married, I'll be telling you the same thing. And I was right as always. But anyways, my liver ended up failing on testosterone about probably, I don't know, maybe a year into us talking, and I detransitioned for a short period, and I presented as a woman. If you want to know more about why I made that decision, the answer is in my Q&A section here and on my UncleFestah page. This is me when I detransitioned, and as a flex, I was like 200 pounds here, and I was bald like I am now. I literally just was able to wake up and transform myself. My friends call me a chameleon. So since my husband is gay and likes men, he was my boy, not even my boyfriend at the time, actually. I figured like he's not gonna want to get to know me because I'm presenting feminine. He's not gonna be attracted to me if I look like a woman. So I ghosted him, and he actually reached out to me, and he was like, "Did you stop talking to me because you detransitioned and you thought that I wouldn't find you attractive or wouldn't want to pursue you?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, duh." And he's like, "Well, that's not true. I'm very much interested in you," and he stayed with me. When I had already detransitioned, that's when we met in person for the first time, because I literally was at my wit's end of not, being able to meet him, and I was like, listen, you know what, if I'm never going to be able to meet you, I felt like he wasn't making a huge effort to come see me, which isn't true. He was, like, I had ghosted on him a lot, and he's like, wait, and he literally, that night that I said that, he traveled 4 or 5 hours. It was like he started his journey at like midnight, or no, maybe like 11. And he didn't get to where I lived till everything was closed. Everything was closed. We had to have our first date at McDonald's. But yeah, from there it was history. He transferred his career down here. Both of us are at home because of the pandemic. But it's been history. We got married. Yeah, thank you for asking. I don't mind talking about this, and just as a trigger warning, I will be talking about struggling with an eating disorder when I was younger and recovery and all that. So if that is, triggering to anyone, do not watch this video. So I'm a trans man, to those who are new and just coming across this video, and before I transitioned, I had a pretty nasty eating disorder. I look like an entirely different person. This is me when I was struggling really bad. So yeah, I look like a totally different person. I 100% think that my eating disorder partially had to do with not transitioning as soon as I could have, and I don't regret not transitioning until later in life because I have my son, and I also think that I've gained a lot of experience and knowledge, that's like unique to me in my journey that I wouldn't have had if I transitioned sooner. And I love who I am today, and I know I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't wait to transition, but I do think it brought, I know it brought a lot of pain and definitely a lot of mental struggles. It first started out with that, I've always been kind of chunky most of my life, even when I was a woman, I was very chunky, and I felt like, because I didn't feel comfortable as a woman, I tried everything to feel comfortable as a woman, and I think I felt like maybe if I was thin, maybe, everything would fall into place, and I'd feel okay as a woman. You never know. It was an option to try out. So it started off just trying to lose some weight, and then I think that the control factor I really, really liked. I really liked that I finally had control over something, because I felt so out of control for so long that, I didn't quite know what was wrong with me. I knew that I felt like I didn't feel right. I knew, I had been dealing with gender identity issues, but I wasn't quite sure what to do, and I felt like just kind of out of place, and I didn't have a hold on things, and so I started really controlling to a T, what I ate, my behaviors, everything was just incredibly controlled. I definitely wonder if I had have transitioned earlier in life, even if when I was it's still an adult, 18, 19, I wonder if I would have avoided that, but I'm glad that I didn't, like I said, because I'm glad that I'm where I am right now. I have a tendency to be like obsessive and a little bit controlling with things. Anyway, so even till this day, I avoid things like I don't count calories. I set limits for myself. Like I can only work out a certain amount of time. I just I can't weigh myself more than once a week. Even though I'm in the body I am now and I'm much happier, I'm still very careful. But yes, I definitely think there was a correlation. Thank you for asking, and I hope you're okay and have a great day. Alright, you guys, come with me on my nightly routine. Well, part of it anyways. So, I'm using my Blue Lotus candle. It's part of self-care, aromatherapy, alright? So, we're gonna do that. I gotta shave my head. I actually get a surprising amount of comments on here about why I shave my head. I just do it because I like it. I can grow a full head of hair, I just choose not to. I think I look better bald. I don't know, man. I also think shaving your head is like a freeing experience. I shaved my head when I was, for the first time, I think I was 16 or 17. I didn't keep it shaved over all those years, but, I don't know. I just think it's a freeing experience, and I like being bald. I think I look good that way. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, I wish I had the energy to buzz it every day, but I don't, so I'm just cleaning the hair off me. And, yeah, oh my god, I don't gotta use conditioner to shave anymore. Oh my god, Marlana got me shave butter, dude, my favorite shave butter. Alright, so I gotta put it on. I don't get a lot of facial hair, and it's very light and, blonde, but, if I don't shave, for one, you can see kinda that I get all those zits on my neck. It's really folliculitis, whatever. But also, I heard somewhere that, like, peach fuzz, like, can make you pass less, so I don't know. Even though I'm really, like, lately I'm not really strung out on passing, I just figure why not. I like shaving anyways, and I think it makes my skin really smooth. I do have really nice skin. So, alright, I'm just shaving. Do. I do some music to fill in the awkward time so we don't lose it. Okay. Now, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, Michelle gave me this soap. It's like, I think it's sandalwood and sage. It smells so good. Oh my god, I wish you could smell it through the camera. But, like, you can tell by looking at it, it smells good. I feel certain things you can just tell. Thank you.